I remember staring at the little white pill on my kitchen counter, feeling my chest tighten in a way that had become familiar over the years. It promised freedom, freedom from the memories that clawed at me every night. Every scream, every betrayal, every flash of shame, I could swallow it all down and it would vanish like it never happened. The ads made it sound miraculous. Erase your trauma, reclaim your life. Thousands of people were trying it, and the online forums were full of glowing testimonials. I hesitated only for a moment, but when I swallowed it, a strange calm swept over me, a void where my past had been. At first, it was a relief. I laughed freely for the first time in years. I slept without nightmares. I even looked in the mirror and didn't flinch at my own reflection. Then it started. The memories didn't stay gone. They came back, but they weren't mine. I remembered things I had never done, places I had never been, people I had never met. Faces stared at me in dreams with accusatory eyes. Whispers filled empty rooms. I began to fear not only who I had been, but who I was becoming. And that's when I realized the pill didn't erase trauma. It replaced it. It started subtly. At first, it was just a flicker, images flashing in my mind at odd moments. A woman screaming in a field, a man holding a knife above a child I didn't recognize. I shake my head, telling myself it was a side effect, my imagination running wild. But these side effects grew stronger, sharper, more vivid, until I couldn't tell the difference between what had been mine and what hadn't. I called the hotline for the pill, hoping someone could reassure me. The voice on the line was calm, almost too calm. Some memories resurface in unusual ways. That's normal, they said. It means the drug is working. Just give it time. Time didn't help. The memories became louder, demanding attention. I saw myself in a mirror I didn't own, wearing clothes I'd never bought, standing in a house I'd never lived in. I spoke to people in the streets who looked at me like I was someone else entirely. One night, I woke up in my car on a road I didn't recognize, clutching a wallet that held an ID with a name that wasn't mine. I tried to tell my friends, but they laughed. Stress maybe, they said. You've been through a lot. Just relax. Their words felt like nods. How could they not see the truth? How could I even explain that the past I had erased had come back, but as someone else's life? And then came the first death. I was walking through my neighborhood late at night when I heard a soft voice whisper my name. I turned, but no one was there. Then I saw him, a man in a dark hoodie, crouched behind a bush, his eyes locked on mine. I froze. Something inside me recognized him, a flash of memory that felt more real than my own life. Before I could react, he darted forward and vanished into the shadows. When the police arrived, they found nothing, but I knew he had been real, and I knew I had known him in a life that wasn't mine. The dreams got worse. I lived entire days in them, walking streets I'd never walked, committing acts I couldn't remember committing in the real world. When I woke up, I sometimes found objects in my apartment that weren't mine. Photos of strangers with faces burned into my mind. Letters addressed to the name I no longer knew was mine. I stopped taking the pill, hoping to regain my sanity. But the memories didn't care about my decision. They were fragments now, jagged and chaotic, bleeding into every corner of my life. I began to question everything. My job, my friends, even my reflection. I could no longer tell which memories were mine and which belonged to someone else entirely. It was during one of these nights, the kind when the house feels like it's breathing around you, that I understood what had happened. The pill didn't erase trauma. It mined it from others, from every patient, every person who took it.
every suppressed memory anyone had ever buried. It stitched them together like a patchwork quilt inside my mind. My relief, my peace had come at a cost, the stolen pains of countless strangers. And now they were talking to me. Voices echoed through empty rooms. Laughter, crying, screaming. Some nights I would see shadows moving just beyond my vision, playing out scenes that weren't mine but felt like they could be. I tried to leave town, tried to escape, but the memories followed me, growing stronger in unfamiliar places. They were hungry, feeding on my fear. Then I noticed something worse. I was starting to act differently. Decisions I never would have made before now felt natural. I caught myself saying things I didn't mean, feeling emotions I didn't remember having. Friends commented, concerned, asking if I was okay. I wanted to scream at them, to tell them I wasn't me, but I couldn't even remember who I was anymore. I tried therapy, but the psychologists were baffled. "It's like you're living multiple lives at once," one said. "Your memories are overlapping." I wanted to tell them about the pill, but how could I explain a drug that no one else seemed to remember existed? By then, it had been recalled, swept off the shelves, treated like a dangerous experiment no one wanted to acknowledge. But I had taken it, and now there was no undoing it.
The breaking point came on a rainy afternoon. I walked past a playground, and there was a little girl sitting alone on a swing. I felt a memory. I knew her, and yet I had never met her. I approached her, and she looked up at me with familiar eyes, the kind that made my chest tighten with recognition. "Mom?" she whispered. I froze. My own child? Someone else's? I couldn't tell. The line between my life and theirs had blurred entirely. I ran, ignoring the rain, ignoring the looks of passers-by, ignoring the panic rising in my chest. I returned home, locked the doors, and stared at my reflection till I couldn't recognize the person looking back. The whispers never stopped. I hear them now constantly, in every shadow, in every passing stranger, in every night that stretches endlessly before me. Some nights I speak to them, hoping they'll answer, hoping to find a clue about who I truly am. But they only laugh, or scream, or beg for release. I sometimes feel compelled to act on their memories, to live out their lives in ways I don't want to. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know if I ever did. Every choice, every memory, every thought, borrowed, stolen, implanted, blends into a nightmare I can't wake from. The only certainty is this: I took the pill to erase my trauma, and in doing so, I opened a door to a world where identity is fluid and reality is borrowed. And sometimes when I catch a glimpse of my reflection, I swear it's not even me staring back. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to what's left of myself. The memories are too strong now, the voices too many, and I'm beginning to think maybe I don't want to be me anymore.